even with NRL, it's like even like because I grew up in Southwest Sydney. It's like like NRL is a serious or rugby league is a serious sport over there. But the one thing that I have noticed, and we'll talk a little bit about this, is Australia sort of has a tall. We call it a tall poppy syndrome,
yeah,
right? Which
which
is a
I have-
perfect way to put it.
which I have noticed. Yeah,
It's like
it's cliche.
a lot of athletes, and if you speak to these athletes, some of these guys, and they get a bad shake in terms of like the perception that the image that the media puts on them, and just in general society. But a lot of these guys are super intelligent guys, super dope guys that can sort of market themselves. But the thing is, when they try to be confident, when they try to be cocky, which is entertainment,
Which is what we watch them
which
for
is
anyway.
why you watch
is
them for.
entertainment.
When they try to be confident, when they're trying to entertain, all of the media starts to bash them. All them people start saying, "Oh, you need to be humble," which is stupid to me. What are your thoughts on that? Like, what are your thoughts on like the tall poppy syndrome and sort of those two main sports, AFL and NRL? Because you started to get into it, and when I saw you at that Parramatta guy, I was like, how did this brother just get in there? You know what I mean?
I got the lucky fast. But nah, you know what? I'll touch on the tall poppy syndrome thing, which I think it goes back to Australian culture a little bit, right? In terms of, and I've noticed this with music artists and stuff, right? So like DSB and JC and Nasbar and the people that I listen to from the Aussie culture, I'm like, these guys are dope.
Yeah.
They should be bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what I think it is that you guys kind of seek validation from like Europe or America first.
Yeah.
And then when Europe or America go, yeah, then you guys go,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But when it should be
yeah.
like building that local, like getting behind the local, getting behind the guy who's grew up in Redfern and building that guy up before anyone even notices them abroad. You know what I mean? So
people come to, like, I always see Americans and British people come to Australia, especially artists, and just violate Australia, man. They come here and they just run it up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You go to one of those Culture Kings meetings, the brothers are doing this.
Yeah. Collecting that bag,
and he's gone.
And then he's bouncing
and he
back.
out of here.
Exactly.
The next day he's catching a plane. You don't even want to talk to none of y'all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But
facts.
that is a big issue here, man. Me and Wise actually on the radio, me and Ziggy Wise, we always talk about this, and we always talk about like
Get behind them local artists,
for lack of a better word, like it's the deriding that some people here just love to do, and it's like, I think over the last maybe 3 months, I think a lot of artists overseas have realized that a lot of their listeners actually come from Australia.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying?
I think it is Digger D's like biggest audience was in Australia, bro. And he's a drill rapper from like South London, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Is that crazy to you?
Yeah,
like
that's-
coming from,
that's
because I would think
wild to me, bro.
if there was an Australian artist that grew up in like close to my area and he's doing crazy over there in the UK, I'd be like, and everyone's trying to talk like him, and everyone's speaking like your people.
But the thing is, like, what I didn't realize, and also why I think I'm so popular now in this realm that I'm in, is because right now the British black accent is the in thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And you know what that is? Because of Top Boy.
I was gonna say Top Boy.
Top Boy took it to the next level, bruv. Top Boy did more than my career than I could ever do for myself, bruv.
When you talk to the homies overseas and they see some of the shit that happens in Australia, you know what I mean, and then you see sort of the Top Boy influence, does that trip them out?
Yeah. They don't. No one. I think even the guys, even when you listen to Kano and all of those guys who talk about it, like people don't. They didn't realize how big it had actually got. You know what I mean? Like when I was living in America, I remember when I was living in America 4 or 5 years ago, and the first Top Boy got released, and people in America would start saying like, "Yo, bruv, fam," and I was like, what's going on here?
What's going
so
on?
I was like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
even
yeah.
infiltrated America like that. And obviously, when the new one came out not too long ago over here, everyone was for the next month. Everyone was British. You know what I mean? So it is. I like it, but I think there needs to be something like that infiltrates.
Yeah,
That infiltrates everywhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
but I think it's still so early in what we're doing in Australia. It's like when I look over, like we'll use UK for example. Like how long has the UK? Like how long has it been a thing for?
The UK drill scene, or just like the UK
Just
grime?
in general, like
The grime scene. Like I say this, the first Jamie Skepta song I heard when I was 13 years old. I'm 28 now, bro.
yeah.
13,
I would
14.
probably
So
say
like 10, 15 odd years.
What do you reckon, Mo? Like, what do you think in the Australian music scene, rap scene? When do you think that it like actually came out? Like, when do you think it started blowing up?
I want to say like 5 years.
Yeah,
So
so
it's still a baby, bro.
it's still
It's still a baby.
5 years. It's still a baby, and people are actually starting to like actually understand. Because also, it trips me the fuck out when like I will see someone and they're from. I know exactly where they're from, and they start speaking like they're from UK.
A UK or American.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I say with it is, and I say because I got this good friend of mine, and all he listens is from Northern Beaches, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
his favorite artist is AJ Tracy, and he listens to J Hus.
Yeah.
And when I talk to him, like I feel like I'm talking to someone from Ends.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah.
it's like some people, I think they've adapted the culture so much that that's just what they like. You know what I mean?
That's
But
true.
I
That's a good
always
point.
say, I always say like, don't just like absorb that culture, but add your own twist to it. You know what I mean? So I love it when like DSP will add the little Nigerian flavor with the Australian, and then maybe a tiny bit of British, and I like that. You know what I mean? Like add your own
Employ
flavor.
different
Don't
things.
forget like your roots, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what I'm a big believer in.
Yeah.